Smag Selv, welcome to jazzahead 2025. Welcome to the Stingray Jazz booth. How are you guys doing?
We are doing very good.
Yes.
I will have to say we got a few drinks yesterday.
Yes.
But
As you should.
Yeah.
As you
Yeah.
should.
But me and Oliver, we went up early this morning, and then we went to the pool.
yeah,
And
Some sport,
Yeah.
some activities. Okay, all right.
yeah,
Nice.
Plus, you did the sauna as well, I think.
yeah.
Cool.
Fantastic.
Perfect.
yeah.
Guys, you guys played yesterday. How was that?
It was really fun.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not used to playing in front of like a sitting crowd, I suppose. But it was fun.
Yeah.
We have done that.
It's been a few years, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is your experience like normally? With crowds.
Normally it's like, in Denmark we play, big crowds. We just, not to brag, but we sold out like 2 venues was like 1,500 people.
Yeah.
So
Right.
we're used to these big crowds and mosh pits. And
Yeah.
So it's definitely something different.
Yeah.
But as we say, we are like the Danish football team. We are best when we are against all odds.
Yeah, so Jazzahead 2025. How does such being here, present here in this showcase festival, how does it aligns with your artistic goals of where you are as a band at the moment?
I think it aligns with like our attempt at like branching out of Denmark in a way. And mostly that, honestly, because we're not like musically necessarily like in the same box or whatever people want to do as many of the other bands, but for the whole like international thing, that will align. Yeah.
Yeah. That's often how we go into countries. Like we go to play to a jazz festival in a certain country, and then some people are like, that's kind of jazz, but it could also work in other festivals. And so that's kind of our Trojan horse.
Yeah.
if I
And
may
what
say.
will be in your opinion? What will be your top tip for artists applying for Jazzahead 2026?
I think that maybe my top tip would be like I go to jazz school myself and studies at the conservatory, and so I feel like a lot of jazz can have a lot of tradition and format. And my advice and tip would be to not be afraid to question these traditions and formats, and try to go against it sometimes. Yeah.
You guys agree?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Super.
Fantastic. Want to talk about your band's name, Smag Selv?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're doing very good job.
Okay, I'm doing my
Smag
best. I'm doing my best. Doing my best. Danish is not my strongest suit, but I'm doing my best.
No, but it.
Taste yourself.
Yeah, man.
That's the name of your band in translation. That is provocative. That is playful. What's the story behind it, and how does it reflect your philosophy of blending genres? Like there's a little bit of jazz, but there's also a little bit of punk and Afrobeat, and there's this one musical buffet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to say, like, we get this question a lot, and I have to disappoint you because in reality we just think the name sounds cool. And we get these questions like, do you taste good? The musical buffet, and these like taste-ish
And also
like,
these sexual.
Yeah, but it tastes good. Like,
Right.
yeah, and I think that's not really the intention of it. Like, if I were to say that it should mean anything, it should mean more like check yourself or look within or something like that. It's more of the idea of that. But I have to say that we do mix a lot of genres, and we have no shame in just stealing whatever we feel like. Like there's
We
no
steal, not borrow.
exactly. Like no
Take a pride
boundaries.
in that.
And that is maybe like the name brings like it has a punkish sound to it. And I think if I have to connect it with our music, that's kind of it.
Thanks for the help. Thanks for the help.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're a Danish band channeling Afrobeat and 90s dance. That's quite interesting. How does your Nordic roots, the cold, the minimalism, how does that get into that how does that get into those musical styles, and how do you still keep it rhythmically fiery and texturally present and dense?
I have to because this is what one of the thing I feel a lot about, because Danish and Nordic jazz has been a big thing the last years, and because of Jacob Bro, and I mean there's so many people. It's so like so many references to this style of music, and there's many great ECM records, but I think. We are not connected to that part. I think we grew up in this time where all the songs released was like an open E flat pedal and someone doing some airy sounds on the saxophone, and we're like,
music.
we're not gonna do that. So it's kind of like a uproar, like a, how to say, like we wanna move against that. Like we don't wanna do minimalistic Nordic open E flat pedal, going to a summer house and recording
And
something.
yet we did record stuff in a summer house. And our music is quite
That part.
But I think it's more Nordic maximalism, if it were to be.
Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing about Afrobeat, I mean, we do have some songs where we play some Afrobeat, humbly tries to play Afrobeat. But it's just because we don't think to bound ourselves in any genre. We still.
And the lineup, it's quite a peculiar one. There's 2 saxophonists and a drummer. That defies tradition on its own. And how do the saxophones as a whole, how do they compete with each other? How do they help each other? And does the drummer feel outnumbered by all that bass?
Yeah, I don't think, we don't think competition in that way. We have kind of set our roles-ish. Yeah, and, our roles in the band. And, between me and Oliver. Also, Albert, he's always a fucking raging fundament.
Yeah.
Do you feel left alone? Do you feel like we...
Do you feel lonely?
So time to be honest. So time to be honest.
Let's talk about your childhood.
Yeah. What is your traumas?
Yeah. I'm so lonesome.
Yeah, this is your therapy. Please.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
I have a
that.
friend for you. Just the right friend.
Let's be real, Albert. How do you feel?
I'm feeling great. Thanks. Yeah.
Do you feel lonely in the band?
No, I don't think so.
So far, so good.
Yeah. You're here, And you're here.
Do you feel musically left out?
A deep thought.
Beefs on the disc.
No, not really. In general, no.
Yeah, I think you're doing good. I think you're doing just fine. Yeah, I think you're doing good. Yeah.
Holiness can be a great source of motivation.
And guys, critics, they call you guys impossible to label. I suppose, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. Do you wear that as a badge of honor, something you're proud of, or does it frustrate you that audiences may try to put you in a box? Maybe.
I think, it is a little bit frustrating sometimes. That's at least what we've been talking about, that people are so, caught up in wanting to box, music and box our music in, as if that kind of mattered. At the same time, I get why people do it to a certain degree, but we don't really see ourselves within, the jazz box or the, punk box or the dance box or, yeah.
At one concert, we got labeled a singer-songwriter band.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
Wow, that's
instrumental singer-songwriter band.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, my next question is, how did the audience react it when they heard you sound and expected a singer-songwriter? Do you remember?
I think like most people who were there like knew us. I think.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So it was.
They knew what to expect,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
apparently the guy writing the text did not know us. I don't know.
Hey guys, and you cited as well 90s dance as an influence. And how do you go about and resurrect that era's euphoria?
Yeah.
What is key for you
Man.
there?
There was I kind of was not so old, so I didn't really get the euphoria of the 90s. But I think all of us went to like kindergarten and had these like Hits for Kids mixtapes, and we went crazy in the pillow room, just throwing things around and danced, and I don't know, did some
Good times in the
good times.
kindergarten.
So I think just it's like very deep in us, like this children's vibe of 90s
Yeah.
Euro dance. It's just like I love it, and I think it doesn't really become nostalgic in a bad sense when we do it, because we do it in like our format, like 2 saxophones, 1 drummer. So when we do that, it's like our own thing.
We hope.
Yeah, but yeah, just like the melodies, DJ Mango, I have to say shout out to him. Like the melodies of the 90s Eurodance, they are incredible, and it's
The 90s were
Yeah.
naive.
yeah,
Yeah.
Buffalo
Yeah.
Shoes,
Yeah.
invaded Iraq, shit.
Yeah,
going
and
down.
then let's go.
Yeah,
Oh, the world
it
is
sounds
burning.
like, it sounds like the that era and that kind of music is a way for you to connect with that childhood spirit, that playfulness that you guys also embody in your music, right?
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
For sure, that's
Beautiful. And want to talk about your performance. One of those that was mentioned, highly mentioned, it was Roskilde 2024.
Yeah.
You commanded a crowd of 12,000 people. What's one moment, maybe mid-performance, where you thought this chaos is actually harmony? And how did that influence your approach to recording an album?
I don't think we had the harmony moment.
No.
Really.
I think
I don't
like
either.
a lot of tension was built up to this
Yeah.
moment. There was like
Yeah.
Roskilde in Denmark is a little bit like the end goal, kind of, when you
Right.
everyone as a musician, you grow up, you want to do that thing. So there was so much tension built up to that. So to be honest, I don't really remember anything from that
No.
show. I just like I'm still like recovering for playing for suddenly 12,000 people. But if I do have to answer your question, I think it was just like a moment where we realized, okay, this weird ass setup of 3 like guys playing 2 saxophones, 1 drummer is starting to getting very popular and recognized as another pop band. And I think in the writing, maybe we just like embrace that we are also a pop band. I mean, we write
We are an alternative boy band.
exactly. I'm the emotional one.
Yeah.
You are
I'm the one.
no,
You're the intellectual.
yeah.
Oh, so everybody has a certain role in the band as well. Okay, like a role you play. Oh, right. Right on. Right on. Hey, guys, also a little bit more about your performance, but maybe a ritual, maybe a pre-show ritual. People see your shows as deeply immersive, like really get into it. Is there one ritual you 3 do pre-show to align, to sync up? And have you ever have you ever refined that over time? Did it change? Did you get new rituals to prepare? How does that go for you guys?
Actually, yesterday we did like a very cringe, like we all do throat singing.
Yeah.
So we did
Yeah.
that.
Mongolian throat singing?
Yeah.
Is that what? Okay.
No, Nordic throat singing.
Nordic throws.
Let's not
It's
pretend.
Nordic dreadlocks, man.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
That's
like we are probing cultures
yeah.
a lot, but we do it with great shame and excuse.
Let's just stop it there.
With
Hey guys, so after SPDS, is there a genre or sound you're really looking forward to blending in with the other ones? And is there a line you won't cross?
Well,
You know, Oliver gets really nervous of rock.
Yes.
So
I find that quite funny because there is definitely punk energy to your shows.
Oh yeah.
but he's
yeah.
not the guy bringing it.
That's not true. I like
Yep.
punk. It's
Yep.
just like
But-
German rock, you
Yeah.
know, like Kick on 1 and 3, you know. That's like and distortion.
German rock.
I don't know, like leather boots and 54-year-old men's and tight pants and guitar solos with
That's
distortion
the
on.
same
Yeah.
as the entire jazz culture, just with saxophone solos.
No, I
Instead
don't
of
feel
guitar
like that.
solos.
Jazz culture, yeah, you play different shit. There's like Ornette Coleman and yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you can play different shit.
Rock music makes me nervous, and I think that's how it is. I won't,
Okay, so
I won't,
that's-
I
so
won't
that's
cross
the
that
line.
board. Yeah,
So, yeah.
rock like I won't go there.
No.
Like if it gets too rocky, I'm like I'm out.
Okay, and what's one that you would like, that you guys would like to
I think,
experiment?
Gabber, you know the
Gabber.
Gabber.
Really?
Yeah. Hardcore.
You're gonna
yeah.
go Dutch.
Yeah,
Dutch
yeah.
hardcore techno.
I live in Holland, and yeah,
Good.
so I'm not appropriating that culture. I'm actually an Amsterdammer. Yeah.
Awesome, guys.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, guys. Thank you for answering your questions. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate your time and your answers. We got one final
Yeah.
final question.
Let's go.
So it's a bit of an open one, and it's again about your name, about
Yeah.
taste itself. If your music could force the world to taste itself, what flavor do you hope it leaves behind? Sweet, bitter, or something else?
Shame. The taste of shame.
Like we don't like flavors. we don't like we do actions. Yeah man, we don't like
We act.
yeah. We act.
So just
Not
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Free Palestine.
Free
Red Front.
Palestine.
Nice. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for your answers, and we hope you have a wonderful jazzahead 2025. Thank you.
Yeah man.
You too.
You too.
Thank you.
Yippee! Oh yeah.